Shadow. Oh, buddy, you crusty. You are crusty. You need a bath. Well, it's April 2nd. It is 7:30 in the morning, and I am leaving my house to go get puppy food because my dog is dried up. She has no milk left. And they are hungry. They are hungry. So hungry. They cried all night, and I might murder something if I don't leave the house for a little bit. So I'm gonna run to the store, get some puppy food, and then come back, because the person I sent my dad to go get puppy food yesterday, and he came home with high protein dog food, which that's gonna stop up a bunch of puppies, which is not what we want. It works for Shadow, not for the puppies. Nevertheless, I did give them some. I blended it up with water and put it in a pan, like a feeding pan, and then put the pan in the pen with all the puppies. Hello, alliteration. Shadow, come on. And I will feed them again when I get home, I guess. Hi, Katie. Katie's our outdoor mouse or cat. Yeah. It's feeding time. He's gonna do the splits.
Yes, I'm doing it too.
Oh, we got that escaped.
Excuse you, sir. No.
Stay in your assigned seating, please.
Yeah. Hey. Just gonna lick the side here for a second. You.
Just living his best life. Toy in his mouth, laying in the food dish. So, taking care of puppies is way harder than I had anticipated, and I knew that it wasn't going to be easy before it even all started. Shadow's pregnancy wasn't planned. She'd had an oopsie with the neighbor dog around the first of the year, and we think it was a lab, but there's some doubt since we didn't see the male when it happened. We just kind of heard it happening out in the field. Luckily, my sister, brother-in-law, 4-year-old nephew, and my dad live here with me and can help out. But that doesn't make the stress any less. I have arthritis in almost every joint, so physically, getting down on the ground, bending, stretching, and lifting, it's not easy for me. My sister and her husband have smell sensitivity, which means that any strong odor causes them to feel nauseous, gag, potentially vomit. So the smell of 9 puppies pooping constantly, well, luckily for you guys, we don't have smell-o-vision yet. It's potent, and it's constant, and it lingers. Puppy pads don't do much because they think it's a plaything to chew on or play tug-of-war with. So oftentimes the puppy pads are just moved aside and crumpled up by the time we get to cleaning again. Shadow is an Australian Shepherd. Her breed usually only has 6 to 8 puppies on average. Shadow had 12, 3 of which passed away. There are 8 boys and 1 female in the surviving litter. Elfie, number 9, was born healthy, if a bit small. He had a suck reflex and would nurse, if the bigger puppies weren't fighting for space and knocking him away at least. Because he was so much smaller than the others, he rarely could get to a nip unless we pulled all the bigger pups off and gave him free access. Despite our efforts, Elfie never gained weight. We did bottle feedings, syringe feedings, and even a tube feeding towards the end. But after about 6 days, Elfie passed away too. It was something called fading puppy syndrome. Like human babies, it's normal to lose a little weight after being born. While the rest of the puppies gained weight after a few days, Elfie consistently lost weight the entire 6 days. He was weighed hours after birth at 265 grams. His last weight before death was at 242 grams. By comparison, Troll, the first to be born, weighed 420 grams at birth and had gained 161 grams by the day Elfie died. Puppy number 11 was stillborn. She wasn't breathing when she arrived, and I tried doing puppy CPR, but it didn't work. Shadow kind of just gave her a sniff and then turned away to focus on the massive amount of living babies she already had. Number 12, whom we named Hella, was alive but rejected by Mama almost immediately after birth. Shadow wouldn't let her nurse and would push her away, even separating her from the group. And even if Shadow had let her get to a nip, Hella had almost no suck reflex. I had assumed she would die within a few hours, seeing how small and weak she was, but she held on for about 30 hours before passing away at the vet while getting antibiotics. We tried our best to keep her going. I even did tube feedings, where I put a feeding tube in her stomach, fed her several times that way. But the vet said she was just too small and weak in the end. She wouldn't have made it anyways. So I do have plans for another video to introduce the 9 living puppies soon. I think it would be fun to do a little clip of each one by themselves while I introduce them. I just felt like talking about the 3 that didn't make it for a bit. As sad as it is losing puppies, nature takes its course when necessary. I know Shadow would not have been able to manage 12 puppies. She can barely manage the 9 we have now as it is. I can at least feel pretty good that all 9 are healthy and doing well. Thanks for watching, and I hope everyone stays safe and healthy. See you next time!